I'm John Bishop, and you're watching the Redmen TV.
My real hope with this, Dad, is that this game is like this side Hull from 2 years ago. You know, like we got into December, it might have been the very start of December we played that game, and we were abject, we were genuinely dreadful, and we were looking at some of the players going, these aren't good enough to cut it. And then we went on a really good run from
we lose Steven Gerrard for a few games, and we played the Lucas Allen and Henderson.
I think Tottenham was the game straight after, wasn't it?
And but I think we really need to. I think particularly this run of fixtures now. We need to hope that that's the game that provides an impetus to the squad to say, right, we've got to kick on from here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we said we're now reaching this phase where we've got easier games in inverted commas. All the tough ones are over. And you go to Newcastle, one of the easiest games on paper, and get beat.
Yeah.
So, nothing is for granted unless you work hard at it. You're not going to win even games which you should sail through. So it's a good smack in the face for them, isn't it? A good reminder that they've got to bring their game to the table every week.
Yeah. I think it's I was looking at it, and it was kind of hard for me to verbalise it yesterday, but in terms of this little spell under Klopp, that that's the second defeat, and two pretty poor defeats they've been. But we've gotten through to the semi-finals of the League Cup. We've qualified from our group of the Europa League as well. In all told, it's kind of, and we've gotten ourselves back in touching distance of where we need to be in the league. So although it's not right yet, we are still very much in a far healthier position than we were 2 months ago or whatever when he came in. So from now on, we can still very much look upwards.
Okay, I still think we should. I was saying, why not? This time last week, I was saying, why not challenge for the title? And I still actually say that, because the reason I say that is Man City just got beat by Stoke. Teams take points off other teams in this league. I got a football friend who I met when I was travelling has come back to England, and he was basically saying, is it Leicester being top, is that showing that the league's gone rubbish? And actually it's not. It's because the league's got so competitive, because you've got players like Mahrez, you've got players like Wijnaldum, Kabay, Shaqiri playing for mid-table teams, and because you've got players who play like that,
players like Costa, Fabregas,
playing for relegation candidate teams. But when you've got good players in teams like that, they're going to take points off anyone. Yeah. And this won't be the maddest result. It wasn't even the maddest result of the weekend.
No.
And there'll be a hell of a lot more, and we'll be on the end of a few of those mad results, and you just have to face it, because everyone's going to drop points, and there's no one's still put a marker down. So you can still have the optimism. I think we shouldn't be happy at this point if we don't finish top four still, because that top four place, because of Chelsea's collapse, is up for grabs. There's one spot left in there from last year's top four, and we should be in the best place to do it. Klopp, you look at it and you go, there's been a couple of spotty performances. He hasn't fixed the home thing. And when teams play and say, come and break us down, we haven't fixed that. I'm confident he'll get that. Yeah. That's a harder problem to solve than just getting these players playing better, which is what he's ultimately come in and done. There are a few little worries. Does he have the tools to do it? The other day we were saying, look at the squad with all these players coming back. You can't even say who's going to be in our 11 because it's so good. And then after Newcastle, you go, fucking, there's none. There's like 6. We need to buy 5.
Oh, shit.
And that's because one really terrible performance can do that to you. But ultimately, it's a decent squad. It's a young squad. I think he will bring some players in January who he can go to. And then I don't think they'll be world names, and I don't expect us to go out and spend 200 million. And anyone who's saying, we just need to buy insert name that was linked in the Metro that day is wrong. But I think he'll get a couple of heads in there. Subotic is massively linked, and he took him from Mans to Dortmund. He's not going to charge it. They're not really.
Subotic, is he one of the Decepticons?
Yeah, he's an Autobot, but he basically he's not getting a game at the moment for Dortmund. I don't think they'd command the fee, and he's going to be one of those heads who can help translate what Klopp wants. And we need to see the next stage. So it's the next stage of Klopp changing Liverpool is when teams don't go toe-to-toe with us, breaking them down, and then the team getting that confidence, repairing that ability in the fans and the team.
I think the biggest disappointment of the weekend for me, Chris, is not Man City, not capitalising on Man City and not capitalising on United. It's Spurs. You know, it's that, because they're the ones I still think need to remain our main focus for the season. Because if we finish above Spurs this season, we will have made,
We'll finish fourth.
exactly.
Well,
we'll
you know what?
finish
It's
in the
like
top four.
I don't know whether they are. That should be our biggest goal. I get what you're saying, and I agree with it in part. But what we did in 13-14 was we drew teams in one at a time.
Yeah.
And Spurs are the next team that we should be drawing in, and then we should reevaluate it and look who's next.
Yeah. I think for me, like, people talk about the league all we want, but this season, it'd be great to get that monkey off our back just to win a league title, because that way we don't have to worry about it again. But you know, for me, if we finish fourth and win a cup, that's what I want to see for us. For us this season.
Fourth and 2 cups, I'll take.
Yeah, even the Europa, you know, when come fourth and win the Europa League or something like that, would be an amazing season.
Of course it would.
But the thing for me is, like, you look at the league table, and obviously the time of film with the Everton and Palace are playing tonight. A win for either team sends them above us, so all of a sudden we're back down in 7th in the league, and that's where the big 7th or 8th even. That's where the big fault lies, I guess, in that result, because it would have been it's lovely to start thinking of dreaming of the bigger things, but I say it'd just be nice to get that comfort of just being in and around 4th and 5th for a few weeks.
You've got to be in the top
There's
6 on a regular basis,
Yeah.
before you can move on to 5th and 4th and 3rd, and we were 1 week at 6th, and then drop back down.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't actually consolidated that yet, so.
Yeah.